I'm often asked why I'm a counselor or what else drives me to counseling besides marriage and all that stuff that I always talk about. One of the things that happened is that once we had a family crisis and I was severely depressed, and at that point I was depressed to the point of suicide. I had I was on medication and I was going to counseling, and then the medication was increased because it really didn't help, so they increased the medication, and we had decided that for the sake of my job that I would probably seek treatment. So we went to seek treatment, and when I went out to one of the local treatment centers, while I walked into the center for about 5 minutes. So I had driven from Hickson, where we live, dropped my kids off at school, driven to the center, which is halfway across town, and I got in their lobby, and within 5 minutes I had a grand mal seizure, and that seizure was major. They had to take me to the hospital, and it's the kind that could kill you, by the way. And after I had the seizure, I was no longer depressed. I realized instantly that I had just been in my car, so within 5 minutes earlier, I could have wrecked the car, killed somebody, killed my kids, killed myself. It would have just been a mess. So as soon as I realized that, I was only in the center for a little while and I had the seizure and I was totally fine, then I was no longer depressed. It like instantly cured me. Well, I don't know if you've ever had a seizure, but it really does a job on the body. It took me about 2 weeks to recover from that. Once I recovered, then I went back to the program. So by this time, I'm surely not depressed because now I'm feeling better too. And so they tried to continue giving me medication just because I was supposed to be depressed, so they were giving me medication. But I couldn't take the medicine because I was visibly shaking. You can see my hands would turn red, or there were certain symptoms that would happen every time I took the medicine. So when I did that, they just decided, the nurse said, just don't give it to her anymore. And so I said, I told you I wasn't depressed anyway. So while I'm at the program, I would just talk about how good God is and how He had blessed me and blessed my family, and how I wasn't depressed anymore, and how I trust God, and how if I'm depressed, I give it to God. If I worry, I write it down and give it to God. And so the people left out of the class. We were doing a group counseling setting, and they would leave the class to me so that I could share with the other students, because they couldn't talk about Jesus, but I could, so I did. And so it really inspired me. And then there were several books that they gave me in that program too that were very helpful. So it was very big inspirational what I do. It was the way they treated me, the way they guided, the way they understood. And I just wanted to be able to do that for some other people. So that's probably another reason why I do what I do. When I was suicidal, I was saved. I was sanctified and sold out for Jesus. Yet I didn't know I had anything to live for. That's hard for some people to fathom, but I know it happened to me, so I think it can happen to other people. So I'm just grateful that I didn't hurt myself. My friend would ask me, where's God now? And I didn't know. I couldn't tell her where God was now. But, this is 16 years later, and God has been amazing. I rarely have bouts with depression. Occasionally I'll have a sad mood or a sad day, but rarely do I suffer with those things. And it's amazing when God, He even let me have a panic attack just so I can know what that is. So all those things that He exposed me to, so when my clients sit before me and they feel those things, I understand them, like I truly understand them. So, and a lot of people don't know that story, don't know how close I probably even came to death both times. So I really, am grateful that, I'm still here. I'm grateful for the friend who talked to me, who got me to the doctor, who got me the help that I needed. I'm grateful for, just God and His grace, His blessings upon our marriage and our family, and all the wonderful things He's done for us. And just, He's amazing every day. And just to kind of say full circle, this year my husband and I celebrated 25 years of marriage, and we got an opportunity. We got invited by a couple of friends to go to Hawaii, which was kind of great because I'd never been to Hawaii, so that was kind of cool. But I kind of thought that was the gift because the friends invited us, so we didn't have to pay for the trip. We had to pay for the flight, but not the room. So I was like, well, that's pretty cool because Hawaii is kind of expensive. And when we got on the way over, God told me that He wanted to do this for me. And I'm like, well, you just already did. And I listened all the way. And He was amazing. The luau's were free, the dinners were free. It was was just things that kept being comped, and our money was no good on the island. We just could not believe how awesome God is. And that's just kind of exemplary of how good He's been to us. I mean, just over the years, financially and otherwise, He's just been amazing. And I'm so grateful to God. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I'm able to help others. And I'm grateful that I'm here so He knows who I am. So we just love God. And when we say we want to help, it's from the heart.